I don't want to talk about the old one, but just quickly, because on the new one, I kind of understood it a bit more, what his story kind of was.
Oh, okay.
So in the old one, I was just scared. I remember watching it as a kid. I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. I can't remember. And then I was afraid to go say Candyman by myself or in the window or in the mirror. I never actually ever done that. Even to this day, it's like,
Nope.
oh, I'm not doing that.
Big of age, I'm not doing it. I'll get
Yeah.
to you, and that's by accident. That's not
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah, so I mean, even now I'm watching how many times I say it to be fair. But yeah, it was just a scary being, wasn't he? Like full of bees, and I didn't quite remember what the whole storyline was until we watched part 2. But yeah, he was a when you talk about sort of scary characters from back in the day, you mentioned Freddy, you mentioned Mike Myers, and Candyman has to be mentioned too. So he was a frightening character.
The new one's obviously a sequel to the old one, and I think the reason why maybe it holds so much weight with us is because, like you, I watched it when I was too young. I don't know, I had no business watching that. Definitely not in the cinemas. It came out in 92, and I think I probably watched it in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And like yourself, me, my brothers, my sisters, we could never say it. My brother was probably a bit more braver than the rest of us. He's still alive, so, you know. But, you know, for those of you who don't know, if you say his name 5 times in the mirror or a reflection, he'll come and kill you with his hook. So fun times all round. Without comparing them too much, how did you think the second one fared to the first one?
I think it was just as scary, and I'm watching it as an older person, still feeling quite scared at it. But this time they've kind of made him into a bit of a hero. He's a bit of a hero that because especially what's going on in terms of the world, especially in America, and so the racial tensions, it's kind of like, you know, he's doing wrong, but he's actually there for a cause. You know, he's scary. You know, I mean, even look at the original story of the person it was. He was just a kid, just a man that's gave out candy in the area, and then he was accused of something that he didn't do. Yeah. And then it sort of resonates with a lot of sort of thing that's been going on in history, where a lot of young black people were lynched and so on. So that and we've seen what's been happening so far again with the whole George Floyd. So it really resonated with me a lot. And then as much as the character himself scared you, towards the end, you kind of realize why he was.
Nia Dacosta uses shadows to tell the story of the myth of Candyman. I did like that aspect of it, of trying to link in with everything that's going on, the social aspect. But I just felt it was a little bit too preachy.
Okay.
The first one was like, they did touch up on gentrification, the projects, being wrongly accused. And actually, you do sympathize with this villain, even though he's going around killing people. You kind of understand his story. So they do kind of carry that across. But I felt like this one, I wasn't scared at all. Like, which is weird for me because I'm a big, I get scared easily. But the first one, till this day, has me shook. I don't know, Tony Todd did such an amazing job with his voice, the outfit, his character, that one hand. That I think they kind of missed the mark there a little bit.
But do you think because you're seeing it in the eyes of an adult now?
And going back to the mythology of Candyman, I think what made it frightening for me in the first one was like, no one was safe. So whether you and I or anybody said his name, you were going to get killed and he was going to turn up and slash you to death. Whereas I felt like they changed his character for the sequel, and it was like, no black person was murdered. And it was a little bit racist because it was like only white people. And I know Jordan Peele plays around with like race and stuff through his films, but I felt like by doing that, it took away the fear factor personally for me, because I was like, then I'm not that scared of saying, I'm sure I've said it 5 times now, if I don't make it tomorrow, you lot know what happened.
You're definitely right, because I only realized that after the toilet incident. I realized, okay, I guess he done it intentionally. Just maybe it was him jokingly doing that, saying, look, let's have a film where actually no black people get killed.
So we've now got to the quick fire round where I just ask you a few questions and you just give me your answers. We'll start off with an easy one. Your favorite black character in a horror movie? Now, there's not that many of us, so it should be easy-ish.
I guess it would be Candyman, wouldn't it?
What about your favorite black villain?
Oh, favorite black villain. Denzel Washington in Training Day.
That's a good one. I would actually say Candyman. He was my favorite, just because
Yeah.
I'm still scared as a grown woman. Your favorite black comedian?
I like to say Chris Rock.
Can I ask why?
I just always found him funny. It was his voice as well. How he just sort of went loud, and then even like the whole "Everybody Hates Chris" when that came out as well. So yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, Chris Rock. Yeah,
Have you seen him live?
I haven't. I have not seen him live yet.
I haven't either. I would like
Yeah.
to. If anyone wants to donate tickets when he's got a show.
To be fair, I've gone to sort of different comedy nights and comedy events, but I've never actually gone to someone dedicated that. So, but I thought, I'm going to start British, so I'm going to Mo Gilligan's one in December.
Oh my God, me and my sister's supposed to go to that. I'm looking forward to that one, definitely. What about your favourite black actor?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Lawrence Fishburne film?
Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
And if not Boys in the Hood, maybe in The Matrix, just because everyone I used to have my hair low, everyone told me, oh, you look a bit like Lawrence Fishburne. I didn't, but yeah.
Just tell them to call you Morpheus, it's fine. To be fair, going back to my favourite black villain, it has to be Lawrence Fishburne in What's Love Got to Do with It, when he plays Ike Turner, because that anxiety, it took me a very long time to forgive him. I know he was acting, but I just forgave him last year. Favourite black actress?
I mean, this is just because she used to be my crush, I guess, but I would say Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty hot. She's stunning now.
She's never done sort of a film where I think that she's done any serious acting. It's also mostly just sort of comedies and action movies. So it'd be good to see her in something that's sort of Oscar nominated.
Like doing a dramatic role.
Yeah, I like to see her in one of those roles just to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
But for what she does, I guess, I've always enjoyed her movies.
What about your favourite all-time black-led movie?
It's between two. I'm going to push for The Wood.
Okay.
I'm going to push for The Wood. Mm-hmm. And if not The Wood, Life.
Oh, love. We screened Life, which is one of my favorite Martin Lawrence film. And one of my favorite Eddie movies as well. Like that combination and the cast is just, I heart them so much. So yeah.
But they're both films are sort of very heartwarming, feel-good films. With The Wood, it kind of takes you. I remember watching it sort of my late teens. It kind of takes you back to your teenage years when you were just sort of young and innocent and trying to find out what the world is. There's got a bit of banter. There's a bit of drama in it in terms of the gangs and so on. And just and it's funny as well. So all the stuff that they go through just resonated. Although they're out in America, as a young man growing up in the UK, I kind of felt the same kind of emotion. So that's like where I push for The Wood on that. However, Life, how people sort of stick together even though they're going through tough, challenging times, and they're going to have laughter. They're going to make jokes. I mean, when they're in the prison, just talking about the boom room and just that
is such a lovely scene.
And it actually makes you think of life in itself. And it's a very touching scene when it's shown over the years, people who are dying and passing away and sort of kind of fade away. And it just makes you feel by real life that, actually, one day we too are going to be on that journey as well. So yeah, I love that film.
And it's sad they don't realize how much time has gone by until Martin Lawrence's character looks at himself in the face and he's just like, damn, I look old. For those people who are unfamiliar, do you want to just fill them in as much as you can? Well, I started a semi-professional, well, it wasn't semi-professional at the time, but I started an amateur football club in 2015. We are now a semi-professional football club with 18 teams from men, women, boys and girls. And the whole point of starting the football club was to give youth a sense of direction and opportunities away from the road and street life that I got caught up in. So I spent 8 years in prison from 2007 to 15 and messed up my sort of, I would say, early parts of my life, really. I spent most of my 20s in jail. That's when you're sort of transitioning from a teenager to a man and sort of making steps for yourself in life. And I sort of messed that up. So I thought, you know what, by me coming out of prison, I was 28 at the time. I said, you know what, I'm going to try and do something to give back to the community and also help support myself and my family too. So we started a football club, and it's not like any other football club. Anyone can just go and start a team, but with us, there's a whole ethos of actually providing opportunities away from football, be it through music, be it through drama, be it through jobs, opportunities, education, whatever it is that we can try to help the young people do, we try to do, basically. and which I absolutely love. And I've been a fan of your work in the community and everything else that you've been doing. You seem to have your hands in different pies. You've got the football, the media, you're an author. And I stumbled across Bob's Entaba. I was unaware. Do you know how much I love Entaba? Like, I randomly have cravings for it. For those people who are unfamiliar, it's like grilled meat and it's so delicious, but it's the Congolese way. We have our way, we have Machomo. And then you have
where's your background, sorry?
Ugandan.
1G.
I love that. So I will be putting in an order. What made you start that?
You know what? Everyone's onto me. I've been so afraid to go and check the Bob's Entaba DMs because I've not checked them for at least.
You're lucky I just discovered it, because I would have been like, yo, where is my...
I've not done it for like